I'm trying to wait for Troy to get off.
I'm okay. I got no place to go until I meet with food service employees at 9, so, or 9, but sometime.
That's
That's
Right. Well, this is a very big number, so it does is important. So, all right, thanks for the call.
Oh, yeah, I'm not meeting with tech service employees until, 9:30. Plenty of time.
I call the board meeting to order. If you must stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a big crowd this morning, so if you would like to speak at the end of the meeting, you can fill out a form from Dora. You have 3 minutes at the end of the meeting to speak. After each agenda item, you have an opportunity to ask, make comments and ask questions. So, new business.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On October 16th, a tentative agreement was reached with the negotiation team for the Elkhart Teachers Association. This tentative agreement was ratified by ETA members on October the 27th. Pursuant to Indiana law, a copy of this tentative agreement was posted on the Elkhart Community Schools website on November 7th, 72 hours prior to this meeting. This meeting has been called today in order to provide members of this governing body with the opportunity to discuss the terms of the tentative agreement. The proposed tentative agreement, which the administration will be requesting that you approve during your meeting on the 14th, contains the following revisions to the agreement that expired on June 30th of this year. First would be in terms of compensation. Increases to compensation for teachers would be based on 3 different factors. The first such factor would be an evaluation of effective or highly effective in the teacher's most recent evaluation. A teacher who has received that rating would move up 1 level on the salary schedule based upon these evaluation results. In addition to that, if the teacher is to earn a content area master's degree subsequent to November 15th of 2022, that teacher will move from the bachelor's column onto the master's column, effective this school year. Employment by the school corporation for more than 120 days during the prior school term. A teacher who is employed and has satisfied this term of the contract would also advance 1 level. In addition to that, we have agreed as part of the tentative agreement to increase the levels on the salary schedule for all teachers by $500. Now, it's important to understand that if a teacher was rated improvement necessary or ineffective in their prior evaluation, they're not entitled to any increase in compensation. So for newly hired teachers with no prior experience and a bachelor's degree, their starting salary for this school year will be $44,000. And for a newly hired teacher with no prior experience and a master's degree, they will now have a starting salary of $47,000. I would note, in addition to this, that we have made some revisions to the hiring schedule that is used by the Human Resources Department for the hiring of all teachers to the district. Now, again, that hiring schedule has 1 use and 1 use only, and that's only at the time of hire. After that, it really becomes, for all practical purposes, meaningless in terms of how a teacher advances on the schedule. In the area of insurance, the school district has agreed to cover 75% of the premium increase that is happening with the plan this year. As you might recall, we are reducing the number of plan options for teachers from 4 different plan designs down to 2. In addition to those changes, the agreement adds a retention stipend and has made improvements to the intended incentive for teachers, increased the pay for teachers to participate in professional development activities outside of the regular school year, and amongst other things, agreed to cover fees paid to the Indiana Department of Education for license renewal. Finally, the contract does provide for binding arbitration of grievances related strictly to interpretation of the master contract. Just as a point of reference, in more than 20 years, we've yet to have a grievance reach its level to the board or go to binding arbitration. I think the last case going to binding arbitration was probably 30 years ago. This agreement will expire on June 30th, 2024. So with that, if there are questions or this is your opportunity to discuss the agreement, I will yield the floor.
Okay, 75% increase. So what did the insurance go from what to what?
Went up
Can
283,000.
you come up to the mic, please?
Sorry.
Thank
So
you.
like meaning like what an employee pays right now
So-
versus what they're going to pay.
It's going to be dependent, Kelly, upon what plan they were on.
Okay,
But as you recall, currently under the plan, there are 4 plan options. So a teacher who is on plan, in essence, plan 1, those teachers have been folded into plan 2. Plan 3, those teachers, actually those employees, if they elect, would be folded into plan 4. So we've, in essence, eliminated plan 1 and plan 3 and kept the ratios of plan 2 and 4. So if you're on plan 1 and you move to plan 2, you're going to actually see a reduction in your premium. If you're currently on plan 2,
It's going up a little.
it will go up a little bit. So it's really going to be dependent upon where that employee is, what plan they elect.
So when he was talking about the 75%
right.
picked up by the school, so the total increase of the plan was roughly $300,000. And so the teacher's portion, premium share of that increase is about $75,000. So that is taken into account as the premiums are set.
Okay. So is it a significant jump on the ones that would like choose to switch? I mean, would you call that like
Significant. So as Doug said, the folks that are currently on plan
They're gonna
1,
see a
that goes
decrease.
away, they're gonna have to pick one of the 2 new plans,
Right,
which are kind of equivalent to our 2 plan and our 4 plan. Right, so the folks that are currently on 1, they're gonna see and have to pick one of the others. They'll see a premium reduction, but they're gonna see an increase in the deductible that they face. That makes sense.
Yeah, but still, like my question is, if they choose one that causes them to go up in what they pay in insurance, is it a significant amount?
Can you give her an example of like, is it $100? Is it $300?
Right, I mean, I guess I'm
$50?
just trying to figure out like,
Yeah,
what-
I
got
got
you know,
I got it here. If you bear with me for a minute, I can get you that information here.
because I'm thinking like we're raising their salary.
Okay,
But
so
what is the difference in the insurance? Does that like have an
Yeah, as
impact?
you mentioned, the pool went up by $75,000. What does that increase on a per capita basis boil down to?
Well, we've got roughly 1,000 people on the plan.
Okay.
So
This
yeah,
is
it's a
the time
pretty
right now
small.
for them to switch their
The
plans.
bigger,
Right.
the bigger impact is not from the increase of the plan year over year. It's the change in the structure, going from 4 plans to 2.
Understood.
right.
And what the deductible raise.
And with
is,
the
too.
deductibles, right, so you would see, and I'm trying to remember, okay, give me one more second here. It kind of gets a little bit muddy as we look at the different attachments here. So attachment A is what we entered.
Let's look at it. So the first health sync plan, which is kind of equivalent to our 2 plan today,
That would be like the people that,
a single is $11 per pay.
okay,
Okay, and there's 24 deductions through the course of the time.
okay. And what about if it was family?
Family is $28.
And what was it?
No, it's 26.
2651 for family.
Yeah, 26.
So like, is that such a significant raise? Like,
Well,
Yeah,
26
it-
times 24, who's got their calculator?
It's,
well, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking that.
She wants to know what
What's
was an employee paying this year for a single plan? What are they gonna pay?
And how large of a deductible did it change?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just asking
no,
because,
these are good
you
questions.
know,
It's what neither of us thought to pull together exactly that question.
yeah.
So let me give you an example here. If you bear
Sorry,
with me,
guys.
I'm gonna, no, I appreciate it. This is important stuff.
It's a good question because when you
All right,
do
so-
benefits and raises.
Right.
So let's look at if a teacher, these are the rates for this current year. Now, these are annual rates, so it's not, it doesn't give you the per pay immediately. But if you're a teacher on plan 2 with family this year, make sure I'm doing this right, the contribution from the employer was 16,229. And now
It's gonna be 16,631.
16,631. So you can see what it's going up from that standpoint.
And their share,
Yeah, what's the employee contribution?
so it doesn't, we don't list it.
We don't list the
Contract.
employee contribution,
We
but
just- we list the contract includes what the employer will provide.
so
For
this
those
year,
plans.
if you wanted to kind of work through the math on it, Plan 2, the total premium under Plan 2 this year would be $23,463.92.
What was it? It was 16,000.
631.24 would be the school corporation's share.
$16,434.
631.
631.24.
So the employee share would be 6,832, and you said it was gonna go up roughly, I think,
Well, right now, the employee,
yeah, so
2.7% is what the employee share moved overall. 2.7.
so it will be 7,016 versus.
Divided by 24, right? So then you divide that by 24.
Is it
No,
per pay? Per pay.
No, Troy, the
we deduct for that over 24.
The 68.
24 pays.
the 6,800 is the 24 cost, not,
Yeah, that's the annual cost, right?
and that is up roughly 2.7%.
We can have the breakdown fully developed for the meeting on Tuesday.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll get that included in the packet before it goes out.
So it's roughly $500 annually.
Divided by 24 then?
Yeah.
So then that would just change what the 11 and the 26 would be. So what is that?
$20.
$20.
$20.83.
Okay, so then they would go up to 31 and 46.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that
But
they're.
we'll get you precise numbers yet today.
Do you may not have the benefit schedule, the deductible increases and the out-of-pocket max
Yeah.
increases.
That's kind of what I'm
Those are-
curious about.
Have you looked at your benefit plan?
I haven't. So
We can provide all that to
Yeah.
you in the packet, so you'll have that before you take a vote.
Well, the only reason why I'm asking is because like right now, this is insurance time across the board for most companies. So if this turns out to be something, and the family was on this plan before, and if they have a partner and the other plan that they have is
Absolutely.
better, now is the time for them to clearly understand what their deductible, their
Yes.
premium, and the rate goes up, if they need to make a decision. So I
Yeah.
want to vote on that with like that in the back of my, I'm a
Absolutely.
benefits girl, so that's kind of what
So these are all the good questions. You will have that information.
yeah,
for you.
yeah, and like clear for the employees to understand when they're signing up, they need to know
Yeah.
this in case they
We
have a
had-
partner
we
with their
had,
insurance.
Employee meetings, we videotaped it, and it's on our website.
Okay,
And today is the first day of open enrollment, so.
okay, great, just so that they
Yes,
have
I
that
have a look.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming that the brief description you gave going from 4 plans to 2 plans.
Right.
The plan 1 going to plan 2, it would be a premium reduction, so I'm assuming that it'd be an increased deductible.
Yes.
And did that work for the fan 3 and 4? I can't remember.
So I'm a Plan 2 person currently.
Right, so you're gonna
So
go
my
up,
deductible stays the
yeah,
same.
you're gonna go up to $20. on that
Right, my
plan.
premium changes a little bit and my
Okay.
deductible stays the same.
Right, so everybody,
Because I'm gonna stay on the.
right, so everybody on plan 2 and plan 4,
Right.
their deductibles are
it's
gonna
gonna
stay
stay
the
the
same.
same,
I'm assuming plan 1 and plan 3 were the higher deductibles.
right?
Yes.
Or no, the lower
Lower
deductibles,
deductibles, higher
plan
premium.
one.
Higher premium.
So
Yes.
that's why they will see a premium reduction, but they will have more exposure.
Increase in
Right.
deductibles.
But by no means
Instead
do
of
I
a,
think,
so in our current one plan, instead of a 2,000, 4,000, it will go to, the 2 plans stay the same, 3,000, 6,000, but it's embedded now.
Okay.
Right, which means, like at my house, I have 2 old people that live there. So the first person,
I can't
and
believe
if
you're
you,
saying that about Lynette.
I cannot.
I know. Don't tell
Calling her, I am.
She's probably watching this
That's
right
not
now
all
and you're in trouble.
oh gosh. So if the plan is not embedded, What that means is the first person that incurs medical expense has to meet the family or the family deductible. If it's embedded, the first person that has an event, which hopefully both old people don't have an event the same year, only have to face the single deductible. So there's some benefit in the fact that we moved to, both plans are embedded plans.
Right. Well, the only reason why I'm being very specific also about this is because I knew it was changing, and I'm not downplaying the mind of any of our employees. But the thing is, some people do not think about benefits, and they go into it, and that first increase that happens, the difference that happens in the insurance,
Oh, yeah.
if they didn't take the time to be clear on that and understanding, now we have, oh, great, we got a raise
Yeah,
that you took this year.
I've
So,
seen the flip side of that. The
Correct.
year that we reduced the amount
Yes.
of their contribution,
Yes.
a family went down about $400 a year.
Correct.
And I'm thinking, that is great.
Yes.
And then we got a call in payroll that said, well, I thought my paycheck was going to get bigger because the premium will go down. Well,
Right.
$400
That's right out.
spread out over 24
Yeah.
deduction pays wasn't very much money. And so I still got people grumbling, even though we
Well-
felt like we did a good thing,
Sure.
but it didn't quite
Right,
play out
thank
that
you
way.
very
So-
much. Okay.
You tell with the change to increase deductibles, that's not going to impact everybody the same way. You're going to have the younger employees who don't use it, it won't really mean anything.
Right.
The employees who do use it, they're really going to analyze it and say,
Mhm.
you know,
And if they can stay in the Health Sync network, they really won't hit the maximum out of pocket because
which is
that's why Health Sync's structured the way it is.
health things in their own network. So you're benefited by staying in their own network.
So for board members who have insurance, how can they look at the differences and the benefits and make?
So benefit guide is online, as is the videotape of our meeting, which is about 45 minutes long. So, yeah, get some popcorn.
It's spelled by head.
And so having something in the packet that goes out that explains
Exactly.
pretty simply
Yes.
would be helpful.
We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Other questions about the tentative agreement?
Is there any questions or comments from the audience?
Maggie, don't do it. Maggie, don't do it.
Nora? Jay?
Jane, no. Darlene.
All right. We will be bringing this for your action on Tuesday. Thank you for your time this morning.
All right, meeting adjourned.